thank you so much for joining this interview today. Before we start, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, first of all, hi. I'm Devas. I'm from London Dairy, Northern Ireland, UK, and nice to meet you all.
Okay, nice to meet you too. So, um, I will interview you today. I want to ask you some question about the UK, the royal family, and the British society. I'm curious about
Okay.
your thought. So feel free to explain as much as you like.
Sure.
Okay. So,
Okay, all right. No problem. I am
okay.
happy to give your all questions answer.
Okay. So, the UK is made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious, do people from this place feel very different from each other? Like, do they have their own strong identity?
Actually, yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. The United Kingdom is made up of four district countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. And yes, people from each of these nations greatly have a strong sense of their own identity, history, and culture, often quite distinct from on one another.
Okay.
So, like, can I explain these on deeply?
Yes. Yes, of
So
course.
first, I am starting from England. So England have the largest population and the political dominance in the UK institutions. The main country in the UK is the England, and English identity is often associated with symbols like the Saint George Cross, Shakespeare's, and the monarchy. The second country is the Scotland. A very strong national identity and pride of Scotland heritage. Like Scotland is identified for its historic structures and monuments, and many Scots sees themselves as a Scottish first, British second, and not a British all of them. They are not accepting themselves British first. All right, then the Wales, the strong attachment of the Wales language, mythology, and music. They have their own different language and their own different history, and the national pride is evident, especially in sports like rugby. And they are like, yes, identify themselves as a Britisher. And the fourth country is the Northern Ireland, the most political and cultural divided region. Uh, Identity is strongly shaped by religious and political background, and nationalities Catholics often identity as Irish, not a Britisher and not a UK resident. They consider themselves as Irish people. And basically, I lived in Northern Ireland, so I have more idea about that Irish people than the Britishers. So yes, that all four countries have divided by their own
Wow.
different language and their own reasons.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So I've also heard that sometimes people from Scotland or Wales or Northern Ireland don't feel fully British. Is that true? And how different are those places from each other even today?
Yes, like it's quite true. Many people from Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland don't feel fully British, or at least they don't identify primarily as British. Instead, they often identify as Scottish, Wales, or Irish, Northern Irish first. This sense of distinct national identity is shaped by history, language, politics, culture, and even past conflicts.
Wow, that sounds interesting. I didn't realize the difference were still so strong today. Okay, speaking about tradition and symbolism in the UK,
Mhm.
I had the royal family is probably one of the most famous part of British culture. I'm wondering how do you think they influence British identity today? Do people still see them as an important symbol or anything?
While the family remains a powerful symbol of British tradition and global identity, public opinion is becoming more divided, especially among younger generations in regions like Scotland and Northern Ireland. Because previously mentioned, they both are separate.
Ah,
So they are still influential, but increasingly seen growth the lens of modern values and relevance. Yeah.
I see. I also read that the royal family brings millions of tourists to the UK every year. Do you think
Mhm.
Britain would still be as popular as tourists if there was no monarchy?
Actually, that's a great question, and one that's often debated. It's true that the royal family drawn millions of tourists of the UK each year, but whatever British would be as popular without the monarchy is more complex.
Wow, I get you what you mean. The royal families really does seem to give the UK something unique. Okay, let's talk about more British people now. So, how would you describe Buddhist people in general? I mean, what makes them different from people in other countries?
Uh, that's a tough, full, and important question, and one with no single answer because British people are incredibly diverse, but there are certain culture traits, values, and social habits that many people around the world associate with being British.
Ah, by the way, I'm also curious about what's daily life like for people in the UK. It's very different from life in Asia, right? For example.
Oh, that's a great question. Well, people in the UK usually start their day quite early work. Life balance is a big topic here, and because of the weather, we spend a lot of time in indoors, especially in winter. But as soon as the weather get better, people love going to park or pubs.
Ah, I see. So, daily life there sound really nice and balances. And I also read that the class system in the UK still exists till today. So even though people don't really talk about it, it still influences things like job, education, and lifestyle. Is that true? And what about young people today? Do they still care about things like that?
That's such an interesting point. I think the class system is not obvious as it was in the past, but yes, it's still there in some ways. For example, private schools are often for wealthier families, and sometimes even accents can affect how people are treated.
Oh, really? That sounds interesting because I thought young people would still feel like the pressure, but it's good to hear that things are changing. So,
Mhm.
wait. Okay, that's done for our interview today. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
answering all my questions. Before we wrap this up, what advice of any tips would you give to someone visiting UK for the first time?
I suggest you guys just enjoy the culture, try the food, and don't forget to quack properly. British people take quaking very seriously.
Okay, not. Thank you so much for answering all my
All
questions
right.
and
I wish
sharing
you
your
all the
thought with
best for your
me.
assignment. I
I
hope you get
really
full marks on your project. All the best and thank you.
thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. It
All
means a
right.
lot for me. It was super fun talking to you. That's all for today interview. And thank you so much, Devas.
Welcome. See ya.
See